Okay, who am I on? I'm on the Rhine. Heck yeah, dude. Okay. Take it into first. So currently they're running Junkrat and Genji versus Ashe Genji. So you're gonna have a lot of problems just trying to face tank. Sorry, I just need to... So here, this position's a little forward. You don't really have to be holding your shield because you're kind of just giving up shield health, where you could be playing a corner and just letting your Zarya bubble you and you maintain, what is it, 700 health on your shield? And then you eventually slowly lose your shield before the fight even starts. So now you're at a pretty decent disadvantage. But you still have this natural cover, so you're okay. Yeah, you're still pretty decent right here. Giving up a little space, a little scared of the Junkrat. You guys end up picking up the Junkrat, which is really good. That pin's relatively safe. There's a wall right there, so right here, this is good. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, you heard the Zarya's behind. Here, yeah, just press her. You guys try and stagger her, it's okay. You just kill her, easy. It was good that your teammates tried to stagger her. You might have been able to stagger her a little longer, but that's okay. That's a good fire strike. It hit that Junkrat. Now you should be able to press that Junkrat. You could have pressed him a little earlier and maybe finished up the kill. Overall, oh, that's a really bad charge. So the only reason the other charge was good was because the payload was directly behind where you were going to charge. Where here, when you go for this charge, best case scenario, you're going to find yourself hitting this wall where everyone else can hit, well, everyone else can shoot you. And if you're really unlucky, you're behind a Rein shield and can't get healed. It's 5. 5, right? Yeah. Sorry if you can hear my fan. I'm gonna turn that off just to improve. Here your Zarya grabs. That's a pretty decent grab. Hopefully someone can follow up on it. Now your goal should be just to get back to point fast as possible. Ooh, you're taking a lot of damage. It's a little risky. Here you just want to support your Ashe, which you're doing. And then you turn around fully, which is not the... It's a little risky. You could have gotten slept by doing something like that. So you're going to be a little more careful where you have your shield. So here, your team's super staggered, and you want to be playing for your Ana maximum. Okay, so... in this position... you're really okay right here. You've lost one healer, but your Zarya kind of cleans it up, right? So here you're trying to support your Ashe with your Ashe with your shield. So it's okay. And then here you kind of turn around for no reason. I guess maybe you're looking for your Zarya, which is possible. But you should, off of prior information, know that she's a little bit farther in front. That's okay. You could have saved her though. If you had maintained that thought of your Zarya being in front of you and possibly wanting to go left to maybe grab the Mega, then you might have been able to help her. Now in this situation, now you're a little far because you have no healer. The Reinhardt does end up trying to charge you. You also miss an opportunity to maybe grab a health pack because it is right there. And there's basically no downside to grabbing that health pack. It's a slight deviation for 250 health where you were. And then yeah, you can't do much. There's a couple mistakes there. So your Ana's really low health. She should be able to ground nade herself, hopefully. And here your team should just be resetting. Hopefully you're calling to reset because being here is very, very risky. The amount of damage you're taking is completely unnecessary as well. And as soon as your shield dies, you're going to be in a really bad position. So Yeah, here it's just staying up too long. That's really the heart of the issue. You stay here for way too long, and then you end up being forced into a less than ideal position and just dying for it. I hope this is, let me check one thing real quick. I need to make sure that this is recording through the right microphone. Audio. Yeah. Okay, it is. Yeah.
This will help. My ultimate is charging.
So here, you guys have a couple of fights. You primarily want to be communicating with, maybe, who could you communicate with? Maybe your Ashe and your McCree and your Zarya to try and pressure the Rein shield so you can get a shatter off for free, basically. And his Rein shield's really low right now. So this position's okay. You can kind of play the corner / cart position. So here, that's an unfortunate shatter. You do end up hitting the pin. You guys end up winning that, which is kind of crazy because they end up... did you guys nanoblade? No. You nanoed, you valked, they grabbed blade. They still lose that. That's pretty surprising. You guys do end up popping 4 for one fight though, which is a little rough on your ult economy. This position you're okay. Yeah, you're just kind of resetting with your Zarya, playing the corner. Here you're playing really far up and you get it. Yeah, you get punished. Did you block that shatter? I couldn't quite tell. But yeah, playing that far up, you're gonna get punished. If I were to make a suggestion, it'd be avoiding this whole confrontation just entirely and basically playing this position instead. Because here, you're taking a lot of damage. Your Zarya ends up blocking the shatter, but your Mercy still gets hit. So yeah, taking this whole confrontation, you lose half your health, and you have no support because they need to support the backline, and I don't know where you're at. That's fine. But yeah, that's basically what you'd want to do to avoid losing this fight. And just don't overextend. So here, you could be going to support your Zarya. This position is relatively okay. Yeah, just be careful. Communicate that your shield is taking a lot of damage, and then be ready to put down your shield to charge it more. Because you kind of just leave it up, and then flash it sometimes to prevent it from gaining any shield back. So that leaves you at a massive shield disadvantage. You just want to kind of try and avoid it. Seems like it doesn't hit anything. Your Zarya is unaware of the Zarya behind her. You're also... Are you? No, you're aware. Maybe? I couldn't tell if you're aware of the Zarya behind you or not. That was huge. That was very large. You end up popping 3 for it, which is not bad. You're okay. You saw that Genji. I don't know if you were still looking for him at that mini, but you saw him on main. So here, you're kind of holding shield. Okay, so the reason this isn't like ideal to do is because you have natural cover to play. You have no reason to put up your shield right here because... Oh, what the... Okay. The only reason you want to put up your shield is to defend your team. Putting up your shield to defend yourself, it's more useful just to play a natural cover and save your shield because your team is going to need it to work with you. Where if you waste it on yourself, you're just going to be at a disadvantage. You're also giving up a lot of cart space right now, which is, I mean, it's not the worst, but you could be kind of contesting. So that's a decent shatter. You can kill that Lucio. It seems like the Reinhardt got stunned out of his shatter, so that's really fortunate for you. You should have been able to block it, but it didn't look like you were going to. I'm not sure though. I can double check. I should double check. So here, you shatter. Yeah, he wants to go for his. Your shield's up. Where's his? Oh, where's the audio? Okay. So yeah, right here, you're kind of low on shield, you get a little press. Yeah, he gets stunned out of it, and you were in the middle of your swinging animation. I know you don't expect him to just shatter when you're trying to aggress on your shatter. A good thing to keep in mind is if you have shatter, it's safe to assume if he hasn't popped his shatter in a while, he has it. Or if he has popped it before you shattered, assume he's around 50 to 60. Unless you know you're completely dominating him or he's doing better, kind of swinging back, hitting good fire strikes. Then you could expect it to be above 60 or maybe below 60. But 60 is generally the rule of thumb where I have shatter. It's kind of safe to assume he's relatively close to shatter unless you know for a fact that he does not have shatter. That's a good block on the sleep. My goodness. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but the upstairs neighbors are playing really loud music. So sorry if that shows up in the recording. Excuse me. Right here, I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve with that. This is pretty decent. You currently don't have a bubble, but you can kind of press them. Like here, you're still okay. You can still kind of press them. You're getting healed. You're okay. Your shield's better. Here, you're still in a good spot. You just want to be careful. So you're a little far up now, and then you make a bed. So another thing that you should keep in mind while playing Reinhardt is once you lose your yellow health, until a bit after yellow health, well, let's just say just as you lose your armor or your yellow health, you run. Like you're at 300 health at that point. You're just a little better than a squishy, and they can roll you. Yeah. Just be a little careful in your extensions and know when to disengage. So you know the Zarya's top right. Are you communicating it? Your teammates should know. You can go press her. You can take the stairs. You have no reason to just be sitting here. Now, it does turn out that she goes back, but now you're not in the front line, and now you've put yourself out trying to confirm a kill on a Zarya. Where if you had earlier on, when you realize she's top right, right? You go and press her up here and force her back. You have all this space. Your Zarya, she's kind of hyper feeding, like ridiculously feeding. She kills herself. But if instead of playing this whole back and like not really doing anything or getting any value for this time, instead go over here and take this top ground, then you'll either force her off of top ground very quickly, which can then give your team chances to deal damage to her, or you'll be able to deal damage and be able to confirm this kill instead of being put in this position where you want to hard confirm the kill and you put yourself super out for it and kill yourself. So here, there's not much to do. At maximum, you could shatter. That's a big shatter. Oh my goodness. Wait, now you play your shield. You don't want to let her hurt you. Oh my goodness. She's 100 charge. You can't let her shoot you like that. I don't know if you know about the mechanic of shield hopping, but it's a very useful mechanic, and I'll give you a example of it after the VOD. But oh, that's unlucky. You're still alive? You should be able to block him. Okay, you're still okay. He could have killed you right there. Another way to confirm damage on him right there, on the Genji, is instead of chasing him around the point, when in an OT situation, you can kind of stand on top of the point, and then instead of having to go wee all the way around, you could just be like, oh, okay, I see them there, I go forward, and then I go back on the point. It's like you're basically going a straight line instead of a loop. It'd be more ideal. And that's a good thing you could put into practice when trying to defend a point in a stall situation. Either playing the front line, or if you're trying to clean up someone on cart, you stand on it and hurt them instead of chasing them around it.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
So far, things haven't been super terrible though. Like, things have been pretty decent. If you improve a bit of your frontline, oh my goodness, get out of here. If you improve your pressure a bit, my goodness, my voice is cracking a lot. Like being able to pressure their frontline or individual targets, it would be a very good step towards improvement. Like understanding how to aggress upon a target that you know is in a position that you can push safely. It's basically a cleanup kill. You know you can confirm that kill, but there seems to be a bit of hesitance in pushing targets, where instead you kind of wait for them to come to you. So here, you're kind of holding shield unnecessarily again before the fight actually starts. So now again, you're at a massive shield disadvantage. So here you're still okay. You can kind of press him, like you're okay. Oh, okay. So I know I was saying you can kind of press him. I meant in this situation where you're 500 health, you have advantages, and you can kind of take a bit of space, do a bit of swinging, but then you start losing large amounts of health, where this is kind of the ebb and flow of tank play, where you have to know when to take my space and then when to give up my space. So in this situation, you're in a good spot, and then you give up space instead of maintaining the pressure on him. So then he ends up, hey, I can push up, and then he gets the advantage. And as soon as you see him push up, then you go into the I want to aggress now. And that's a really bad idea because it does end up getting you killed. It's that kind of, okay, he's giving up space. I can kind of take a bit of space. And then when I take a lot of damage or enough damage to warrant me wanting to back up a bit, I'll give him that space back. But I'm still getting value. I'm still getting progress. So here, this is good. Yeah, you just want to kind of, yeah, just jump on the point. So here you're taking a lot, you're okay, defend your healers. They pop an ult early, this is okay. Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. You get anti-ed and you have no shield and it's just rough. They do end up popping one for it, so that's really good for you. And somehow your team ends up resetting, which is actually really, really good. They pop shatter as well? I don't know what they're doing. So here you don't need to be holding shield at all here. This is just a waste of shield. I don't know why you're holding shield. The fight hasn't even started, and then you end up like this. You have no shield and you have to just swing. Now here you just push forward. Oh no. Okay, you get Justice Reigns from above and then hit by an Ana. I know you didn't actually get far ulted. You got hit by a Junkrat passive who was above you, but yeah. Oh, that works out. I wasn't sure if that shot or if that charge was gonna hit a wall or not. So here you're really good. You can press forward. You can press forward hard. You can just press. Just press. This is really good. Why are you turning your shield? Please be careful. Okay. So during this fight, you realize, well, there's a few pieces of information. You know where the Zarya is. This whole fight, like you know that she makes this huge mistake. You watch her do it, and then you go up one. So right here, in this fight, I guess you're probably really focused on this rein. This Zarya is the freest kill I've ever seen. She's not behind her Reinhardt like your Zarya. She's in a completely easy position where you could just body block her and just put so much damage. You also have full control of this health kit if it were still there, which it isn't. But you have full control of it because she's pushed past it. She's the freest kill I've ever seen. And then here you could still be pressing. Your team should be able to kill the Zarya. Your Zarya is very, very focused on the Moira, and no one in your backline is focusing on the right thing, which also leads to you having no healing because your healers are both contested, and she solo grabs, which ends up getting her Ashe as well, and then this is a lost fight. So if you're just a little more aware, that would have been an easy fight. Yeah, that's right. That's a good one. So here you're up a kill. So you should be able to press. You don't need to play this position. You should be able to just go W. You don't need to be holding shield. Holding shield here will just lead to unnecessary damage to your shield for when you need it. Now, I couldn't really tell the Junkrat was bottom right at first, but now you do know. So now that you know, you're still flashing your shield at times that are bad. You do end up getting a shatter, but you pin directly into the Ana. That's rough. So this is another situation where there's a person who's completely out of position and very, very easy to kill, and you don't seem to take the initiative onto the target. So here you actually can tell the Junkrat is bottom right, but you're so tunnel visioned onto the Reinhardt that you miss opportunities that are fantastic. These two right here are such a good opportunity. He has no trap. If you just push this door, yeah, you might not know he has no trap, but you can also watch him put down the trap. You can look for the trap on the ground, and then you could just push him. You hit him so hard right here, and then you just let him go. And then if you had pushed him, you would have confirmed that he never gets those 2 kills. So you only would have been down, no, you would have been even. Because your Ashe dies, but he dies in turn.
We must increase our efforts.
I'm not sure what the goal of Roadhog is here. Maybe to pull someone out of position. You really don't need to do that because most of the time their team is out of position in general. But Roadhog Hook is a very useful cooldown. You also have no shield, so it's very hard for you to get to point now. And then they can do a lot of damage and you can't block it. So you're actually, yeah. That's the situation I mean where you can't really do anything without a shield tank versus this comp. If you swap Reinhardt and you have no shield tank, it's hard for you to get there. You can't block any damage. You're gonna be in a really rough spot. So if I were to outline a few key mistakes are not being able to having maybe a bit of hesitance towards pushing a target that you can easily kill. There are some very good opportunities for you to push targets, but you just seem to miss them. There's a few mechanics that I'd like to show. Settings, maps, none. I don't know. Sure. Actually, no. Why am I doing this? Just practice range. What am I doing? Okay. Back here, training, practice range. So for Reinhardt, there's a few mechanics that you really want to practice in general. One of them is shield hopping. Another one is placement of your hammer in which to hit the target. See how I can still hit them over there, but I can't really hit them there. Let me kind of outline some of the mechanics of Reinhardt. So let me find a range where I can't hit him. Let's see if I can hit him with the edge. Nope. Okay. Let's get a little closer. Yeah. So that's one mechanic, which is a little interesting with Reinhardt, is his shield hitbox doesn't actually like arc out like you might think from the way it looks. It's more of just a rectangle that goes directly forward. So if you kind of corner swing, then you'll hit them without being... I had to move a little closer. But you'll hit them from farther away than you normally could just by looking at them straight on. Another one is shield hopping, which is basically if you hop forward with your shield up, you're a lot slower than if you were to, you know? Say you're trying to aggress on these targets. Oh, I'm so slow. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm so slow. But instead... And sometimes you might get punished for it, of course, which is you need to be ready for Rein to maybe shatter you if your goal is to like shield hop towards him. Generally, you shouldn't really be shield hopping towards. You should be like kind of open swinging in situations like what is it? I'm not gonna go back to examples of the video, but generally you shouldn't be shield hopping towards the target. You should be like just shield hopping once and then holding shield or maintaining. But if you're trying to get out, this is a very useful way of getting out instead of just backing up with your shield and being all slow, because I can get halfway, so about 2.5 meters with a jump back, which is a little less than a normal jump, but I also have my shield. Oh wait, no, it looks like about the same distance actually. So I'm walking back. That's how long it takes for me to make that distance, where if I do this, I'm right there. And I already have my shield up. I know I'm not exactly outlining exactly how these mechanics work perfectly, but they're generally how I see them used. And they work pretty well. Are there any other mechanics? Are there any other tips or tricks? I don't know. Not really. I mean, you could bump people with your charge, which you probably already know, and that's hard to really capitalize on. It's also hard to capitalize on pins, like maintain that your pins are gonna work. A few things you could try to maybe get a cheeky pin. This might block me when I do this, but I'm gonna test it anyway. Is you can kind of coast the side of things and kind of slip past walls. Maybe I could get a better example. Are there any just flat walls? This one. So you can kind of slip off walls and then get a really cheeky pin around a corner on a Reinhardt, possibly. If you're confident that you can, if he's, say, right there on the corner, go like this, and you might grab him with the pin. The hitbox for pin is a little less forgiving now, so that might just boop him, but it's also relatively safe as long as you hit this wall, because it's a short charge, basically, at that point. This is a long charge. That sucks. But you'd slip off of this wall, and then it'd end up a short charge onto this corner, right? Instead of maybe peeking out and long charging onto that wall where he could get away from it. Are there any other ideas? You know what? Instead, I will give you a not a replay code. A game mode code, which is really useful for grinding out rein mechanics, which is go into settings, go into presets, and go into rein. So on this, you should hopefully be watching to this point, but if you're not, I'll still send the code anyway. Never mind. Create new code, continue. So I'll copy this code and send it to you in the video so that you can focus on rein mechanics and being able to grind out rein. I know it won't help in kind of figuring out the whole ebb and flow of tank gameplay, but it'll definitely help you with rein mechanics in general, which is something that I feel you could work on. There are a few mistakes, but you know, not huge. But there's also a lot of room for improvement. So I'd say going back to going back to replays, Route 66. That's imported view. Yeah, it's so slow, blah blah. Let's go to about here. On the it should be like first fight offense though. Yeah, so this on this ebb and flow gameplay and trying to figure out how to know when to aggress on a Reinhardt. It won't help as much with that because you're not really, you know, doing this in particular, but you are working on mechanics like shatter only, like fire strike only. I don't know if there's a swing only game mode in the game mode I'm sending you, but they will all help with cleaning up maybe situations like third point defense, where this Reinhardt, is it this fight? It's not this fight. Is it next fight? Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I know, or I can give a visual explanation on what's going on. Isn't shatter yet. My goodness, you guys actually had like a pretty decent set of fights on this, so I'll give it to you. It's a big shatter. Was it? I don't know what fight it was. You guys had like 5 or 6 fights here. That's honestly really solid. That's not the last fight. Whatever. I'm sure if you go back through your replay, you'll be able to find the situation I'm talking about where you shatter, try and aggress on your shatter, and the only reason you don't get shattered is because he gets stunned out of it. It'll help work on situations like that. If you understand what I mean. I'm fairly sure you do. So yeah, that's hopefully this gameplay code will be helpful. Hopefully you can pull good insight and information on how to maybe improve your game from this. And I hope you have a good night.